And I remember telling him that you should be considering compliance.
Hmm.
Interestingly enough, he literally ran me away from the door going, I don't want to talk to you. You don't know what you're talking about. You have no. And I remember telling him that,
Hey there, Edye Edens from KLF. Today we are talking about a little bit of backstory and a little bit of today as I asked Darshan a few questions around informing KLF as a law firm. What did you anticipate your client base would look like compared to what it is today? And obviously, we know you've been around for almost 20 years, and that brings a lot of changes and a lot of iterations and a lot of different markets with it. But on day one, if we think back, when you went, okay, this is it, this is the business plan, this is who I'm going to go out and market to. If you could name three types of clients that were your top, like, this is who I imagine hiring me, this is who I imagine I'll work with day in and day out, what would you say?
at that time, I thought I'd be working primarily with large pharma. I mean, the dream was always large pharma, working
Sure.
with huge pharmaceutical companies, medical device companies, and being their go-to FDA regulatory person. Funny enough, over the last 20 years, 15, something like that, 15, 20 years, we've evolved. We're now a full service law firm, and we find ourselves working obviously with a variety of clients, but the key ones that do pop up do still include those large pharmas I thought
Mhm.
of. However, they also include law firms and consulting
Mhm.
companies that go along with that. And finally, I'd say research sites of various sizes. And all of that changes over time, but the fact is, those have been our three main areas of focus.
Enjoying our content? We'd love to hear more. Please like, comment, share, and find more. Makes sense to me, right? Like if I'm thinking back to 2007, 8, when I'm getting into the industry, I would think big pharma. That's and then very shortly thereafter, just by my own biased experience, I then might go, okay, a large academic medical center. But I wouldn't, even in '09, 10, 11, I still wouldn't have thought about independent sites, commercial sites. That was not a part of the playing field at high volume. It wasn't noticed yet, right? And I certainly wouldn't, while contract research organizations were realistic, I wouldn't have thought that a consulting company or a law firm could act as a small boutique would, because at that moment in time, it was like your really large conglomerates are the only ones who can handle that type of a setup. So I think it's really interesting to see some of it stay the same. Like we're always targeting pharmaceutical companies, we always will be. But like you said, to be bringing in others to see the proliferation of either consulting firms who work in this space, or I don't know about you, what I see a lot of is law firms who are fantastic law firms and they've always sort of dabbled close to this. Now they have a client volume or a client base that says, I need a subject matter expert who does nuanced work. So I actually need to call KLF for a really specific outside counsel opinion on something or assistance. And that also, I think, is something we just did not see in high volume 20 years ago. Just absolutely did not. It wasn't there. The need wasn't there. So I think it's very interesting.
I think the law itself has been evolving and that need has been evolving. So while there are certain things like you need to comply with GCP or GMP or GLP or whatever you're going to do, GPP became a much bigger deal. So good
Yep.
promotional practices became a bigger deal. You had the evolution of the False Claims Act becoming what it is today. And the False Claims Act has existed for decades, but really took on some serious import the last 15 years or so. And I couldn't have predicted that all those years ago. I think that compliance came out of nowhere. Like it was something that no one ever thought of. I remember talking to a site at one of the conferences. Actually, it was a CRO. And I remember telling him that you should be considering compliance. Interestingly enough, he literally ran me away from the door going, I don't want to talk to you. You don't know what you're talking about. You have no idea what you're talking about. Now it is what it is.
It's a huge, huge deal. You can't get away from it. And you find so many folks who are attorneys or have some type of legal background in that particular space. You couldn't imagine having a health law firm that didn't touch on compliance now. That'd practically be malpractice, right? But I absolutely I know what you're talking about because I remember telling people I was in compliance back in 2010, 2011. They were like, "What? You're doing what with your law degree?" So, well, thank you so much for answering my questions and letting me pester you. Darshan, where can they reach KLF and you for your services?
You can reach both of us on LinkedIn. We're very active. Darshan Kulkarni, Edye Edens. You can also find us at www.kulkarnilawfirm.com or Darshan at kulkarnilawfirm.com or Edye at kulkarnilawfirm.com. Hope you guys check us out. Please reach out.
Call, click, or email.